Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sanjeevam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatayine Hare Krishna. Please continue this song. Okay, Hare Krishna. So, so I'm going to discuss certain section on the Gita, and then we'll lead on to importance of visiting these holy places. Okay. So if you see in the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it starts off by Krishna actually telling Arjuna that this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is actually eternal knowledge. And he actually makes the point that this same knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I spoke it to Sun God, Vivaswam. And then he actually says, well, in the matter of time, this knowledge got lost. And hence, I am telling you, Arjun, okay, in the kitchen, so he said, like, I have given this knowledge to Sun God. This was like millions of years ago. But over the matter of time, as is the nature of the material world, these spiritual topics and even spiritual holy places, they actually get covered or they get lost. And Krishna says, because this knowledge was lost, I am re-establishing this knowledge by speaking it to you, Arjuna. So Krishna makes this point to Arjuna, meaning this knowledge is not that it was spoken just 5,000 years ago to Arjuna. This knowledge is always there. This is eternal knowledge, right? In the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Prabhupada explains that this is Sanatan Dharma. What does Sanatan Dharma mean? Sanatan means eternal. And Dharma means the duty of every living entity. The eternal duty of every living entity. In the sense, what does it mean, eternal duty of every living entity? If you consider our duties keep changing, right? Even within this lifetime. We have a particular duty as a student, then a particular duty as maybe a husband or a wife, then a duty as a father, then maybe grandchildren, grandfather. So we change, our duties keep changing, right? But, and then that is maybe duty within this lifetime. but duties between lifetime. Like this lifetime, we may be like more inclined to a Brahminical nature. So we have certain duties as a Brahmana. Next life, we may be a Vaishya. You may have duties related to a Vaishya. So all our duties, keep changing. But there is one duty that does not change, and that is our eternal dharma or a Sanatan dharma. And that goes to our true spiritual nature. And Bhagavad Gita is speaking of our eternal dharma. Eternal means it is not limited to the aspect of time. Right? It is always there. But because of the nature of the material world, people forget. Or sometimes people change the wisdom. And hence Krishna comes again and again to re-establish and say, oh, this is the reality. And then it goes on for some time. Then again it gets lost. Then again Krishna comes. Right? That is the nature. Now Krishna is saying, I gave this knowledge to Sun God millions of years ago. Now, if you see Arjuna and Krishna, their relationship is that of cousin. Right? So Arjuna asks Krishna, how is it you are like a cousin? How is it that you gave this knowledge to Sun God millions of years ago? And this is the point in the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna actually reveals the difference between us as living entities, Atma, and himself as Ishvara or God, the Supreme Personality of God. And he says, he makes the point that I appear again and again, right? But I remember everything. I am not like each one of us who keeps forgetting. Like if you ask, like, okay, 1 week back, what did you do and so and so time, we cannot remember. Right? So we keep forgetting. So Krishna makes the point, I am unlike the jivas who forget, I don't forget. I appear again and again, and I give the same eternal wisdom. But the jivas, they are forced to take birth again and again in this material world, but they keep forgetting. We don't remember what we did in our last lifetime. If someone is experiencing some bad karma in this life, we cannot know what we did in the previous life to experience the bad karma. Right? We don't have that knowledge. But Krishna says, I know everything. I know everything. And then he makes a point. Ajopi san abhyatma, bhutanam ishvaro apisan, prakritim swam adhishtaya, sambhavamya atma maya. He says, I appear again and again in my original spiritual form. So when Krishna actually appears, when we talk of avatar, those forms of the avatar, like normally we speak of Dasha avatar, those Dasha avatar is not something that, okay, Lord Ramchandra appeared so much time before, Krishna appeared so much time before, and that's it. It's a historical fact. No, they are eternally present. When we say avatar, avatar means what? To descend, to come down. So all these avatars are eternally present somewhere, and they come down again and again to this material world. Like sometimes people ask this question about anyway. Like sometimes people see, if you just see this avatar just like a historical thing that, okay, so Lord Ramchandra appears in so and so time, this avatar appears in so and so time, and then this, then sometimes you say, like, how does this avatar know about this? But this actually, all these avatars are eternally present. And they just descend from somewhere into this. Everyone with me? So Krishna makes this point, and then he says, why does he come again and again? What's the famous verse? Vinashaya Krishna Dharma Samstapana Sambhavami Sambhavi Bhudevi. But he says three reasons I come to fulfill three. First is what? Paritranaya Sadhu, to protect the sadhus. Vinashaya Dushrita. Like Krishna comes, he actually kills Kamsa and so many demons. Lord Ramchandra comes, he kills Ravan, so many demons. So they destroy the demons. They protect the devotees, destroy the demons. And third, what they do? They establish dharma. So this is a reason. Any avatar comes, they do these three things. Protect devotees, destroy the demons, establish dharma. Now, so that's the fourth chapter. And then after describing this, then Krishna continues the knowledge, like that whole section 3, 4, and 5 is particularly focusing on Karma Yoga. And so Krishna gives us, because Arjun asked the question, right? What was Arjun's question?
We born in the same time, but how you remember all the.
Yes. We are cousins, we are similar age. How do you know? How did you speak this knowledge to Sun God so many millions of years ago? How is it possible? And Krishna says, well, I actually, when I listen, I come in my original spiritual form. I am Avatar. I am Ishvara. Right? I am unlike the Jiva. We are forced to take birth. On the next life, I mean, this life itself, we didn't have a choice. Take birth in so and so family, so and so village, so and so parents. We're just forced to take birth in a particular situation based on karma. Like Krishna's appearance is not like that. Now, when we having made the point that Krishna descends from reality, what is that reality? Because later on, if you see, let's say in the sixth chapter, towards the end, Krishna concludes that of all kinds of yogis, bhakti yogis are highest. And then seventh chapter onwards, we see again and again shlokas that Krishna says, if you do this, you will come back to me. Now, what does Krishna mean, come back to me? Like, what, come back to me? Krishna, you're right here. What does it mean, come back to me?
Part and parcel of Krishna.
Okay. No, but my question is, what does it mean when Krishna says, if you do this, you will come back?
We never return back to the material.
You don't belong to here.
You don't belong here. Okay. So Krishna makes this point. In seventh chapter, we see Krishna says, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam. Oh, sorry, eighth chapter, Krishna makes this point. Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmara Yudhecha. Right? So if you see in the eighth chapter, we see the entire section. Actually, eighth chapter starts off with Arjun asking different questions to Krishna. And one of the questions that Arjun asks is, how can one remember Krishna at the time of death? How can one remember you at the time of death? And then Krishna replies and says, Antakale cha mam eva smaran bhuktva kalera. He says, one who actually thinks of me at the time of death will come back to me. Come back to me. Why do you want to go back to Krishna? Right? And then he actually gives a general principle. Yam yam vyapi smarana bhava tejante antikara. Actually, whatever you think at the time of death, that's the state you will attain. That means what? Throughout the life, whatever we are feeding into our mind, that's what we are going to think at the end of our life. And that's what is going to determine our next. So we take things very lightly in this world. It's okay, we'll see this, we'll do this, we'll hear this, engage in so and so activity. But everything we do is going to count. It's going to determine what is our situation now. This life further, it's our next life. It says yam yam vyapi swaram. And it's not that at the time of death we have a choice as such. Okay, going to die, let me think about this. At the time of death, what all we have fed into our mind, that's what is going to come. And throughout the life, someone is focused on a particular aspect, that's what is going to come. So Krishna makes the point. If you think about me, you will come to me. But how can we think about Krishna? And then Krishna said, Tasman Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmara. He says, throughout your life, you do your activity. He's saying, Yudhyacha, Arjun, you're Kshatriya, your duty is fine, but while you're fighting, you think about it. While you're doing anything in this world, you think about Krishna. And if throughout your life you can live in such a way that while you are doing all your activities, you are thinking about Krishna, then at the time of death, what will happen? You'll think about Krishna, you'll go back to Krishna. So again, we are saying go back to Krishna. What does this really mean, go back to Krishna? So further, I'm just giving a flow. So we are in the 8th chapter. And further, in the 8th chapter, Krishna actually reveals what does it mean to go back to him. So let's read some shlokas from the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And let's start off with let's do text 14. Okay, page number
57, 58.
7?
857.
No, 8th chapter.
Yeah, it's 814.
Yeah, page number
357.
357. Yeah. Okay. So 357. So please repeat. Ananya Chetata Satatam Yomam Smarati Nityasaha Tasyaham Sulabha Partha Nitya Yuktasya Yoginaha. That's in the book. Okay, you want to read? Read loudly.
After attaining the great souls,
No, before that.
By one who always remembers.
14. Previous one. Yeah. Okay, loudly. Even the person behind has to hear.
for one who always remembers me without deviation, I'm easy to obtain, a son of Purita, because his constant engagement in devotional service.
So one who always Ananya Chetana Sattva. Always if you remember Krishna, then Krishna says, I'm easy to obtain. Why? We already made the point. Throughout your life, you're thinking of Krishna, and at the time of death, you think of Krishna. If you're thinking of Krishna at the time of death, you go to Krishna. Right? And he says, then because this, I am easy to obtain, and so you come back to Krishna. What does that mean, come back to Krishna? So next verse, 15. Ma upetya punarjanma dukhalayam ashashvatam Naptuvanti Mahatmana Samsiddhim Paramam Gataha.
After attaining these, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries because they have attained the highest perfection.
So after attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion. So again, in previous verse also we see devotional service, bhakti. Right? They never return to this temporary world, which is Dukhalaya. So anyone who thinks intelligently in this world will see that the place that we are living actually not the best place. Krishna himself is saying that there are so many miseries in this place. It is a temporary place. Whatever we do, our life is going to end. We can earn millions of dollars, but there's going to be a moment when we have to just say, okay, whatever is there in my bank account, it doesn't matter. I'm going to die, I'm going to leave my life. And where am I going to go after that? Generally, no one knows. The reality of our life in this world is that any moment you can be kicked out. Isn't it? I give this example of, especially to university students. I say, okay, you got an admission in NC State University, let's say. And you get admission, and then your first session, the orientation, they come and tell you, yes, very good, you got admission, but any moment the university can close down. Like, all of a sudden you'll be like, with great difficulty, I got admission, and now as soon as I enter, they say, any moment university can close down. then what will the student think? What will be the next step for the student?
Find different university.
Find a different university. Look beyond this, right? Similarly, each one of us, like getting admission to a university, is we all have obtained this human form of life, which is very rare. Right? And as I said, the university closer anytime, similarly, we can lose this human form of life anymore. Isn't it? You see this, you just open a newspaper, how many deaths, some filled with like so much killing everywhere, accidents, death, everywhere. Any moment we can be taken out of this. So, what should an intelligent person do? Think what is beyond this life. Right? And hence, Krishna is saying, this is temporary. Any moment can be kicked out. Let's see what is beyond this. Right? And also, this limited time we have in this body isn't full of pleasure. So, something. Like when Guru Maharaj used to give this example, very simple example. You take this finger tip, okay? This finger tip. Then take this finger. Okay? How many ways can you give pleasure to this? No way? Well, maybe you can say like, okay, it touches something nice. Oh, it feels good. Right? Or if it is very cold outside, you put like a warm touch. You're like, oh, pleasure. But is that really pleasure? I mean, it was some kind of pain and you're just trying to relieve that pain. Right? So actually, if you see how many ways you can give pleasure to this is so limited. And how many ways can give pain to this?
Pain is more.
Pain is more. Actually, if you see this entire body is an instrument through which we actually experience pain. So then it makes the point that, I am looking for, every one of us, we are looking for a life which is full of happiness. But the instrument that we have is actually one that gives us no suffering. We should think beyond. Right? And here what does Krishna say? Dukhalaya Nashashram, but he says, Ma upeshya punarjan. Those who come to me, they don't have to again take birth in this temporary world which is the Middle East. Navtavanti Mahatma, he's a Mahatma because he has attained perfection. So those who come back to Krishna, they have attained perfection. Now again, still we are stuck at the question, what does it mean to come back to Krishna? Right? So we'll do verse number, let's proceed to verse 20 and 21. Everyone has it? Parastasmatu bhavanyo vyakto vyakta sanatanaha Vyasa sarveshu bhuteshu nasyatsu na vinasyati. Loudly. Loudly. Loudly.
Yet there is another unmanifest nature which is eternal and transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested manner. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is.
Yet there is another unmanifest nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested. What does this mean? So we know this material world. Brahma is in charge of what? Creation. Vishnu is in charge of maintenance. And Shiva is in charge of annihilation. So this cycle, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, creation, maintenance, annihilation. So here it says manifested and unmanifested. So it gets manifested, Brahma creates, stays for some time, and gets destroyed. Then again, next cycle, creation, maintenance, destruction. So it goes on and on. It will manifest, it is unmanifest. It's there for some time, then it's not there. Right? So it is temporary. But Krishna is saying beyond this world, which goes through the phase of creation, maintenance, destruction, there is one another world which is eternal. What does eternal mean? Never? Never ending. Never ending. Right? So it doesn't go through the cycle of creation, maintenance, annihilation. It is always present. Always present. It is eternal and it is transcendental. Transcendental is what does transcendental mean? Okay, something that is spiritual, transcendental, beyond which is spiritual and it is always existing. And then further say, it is supreme, it is never annihilated, never destroyed. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. When everything in this world is annihilated, that remains as it is. It is not annihilated. Everyone with me? So what is Krishna referring to? That beyond this material world, that is another world, which is actually beyond this aspect of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. And what is the nature of the Atma? Right. So what is Sat? What is Sat? Sat and Asat. What is Sat?
Forever.
What is Sat? What did you just say before? No. What the answer you said before? Never ending, right? Sat means eternal. So we are eternal. And Krishna is saying there is another world which is right. We think, okay, I mean, we are Sat, but we are in this world which is Asat. Asat means opposite of Sat. Eternal. It's not eternal. Because we just said creation, maintenance, and value. But we are not. As Atma, we don't want that. We are eternal. So where do we belong? Right? We often make this point. Each one of us has a desire to be happy eternally. That cannot happen in this material world. Because material world itself is not eternal. So how can you be happy eternally? So all these points refer to that beyond this material world is the spiritual world, which is our real home. One famous philosopher, he made this point. He said, if you have a desire which cannot be fulfilled anywhere in this world, that means you are meant for a different world. And we all have a desire to be happy forever. But it's not that in this world. That means we belong to a different world. Okay, we'll do the next verse also. Avyakto shara iti yuktas tam ahu paramam gatim yam prapya na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama tad dhama paramam mama, my abode paramam. You want to?
That which the
Vedantas.
describe as unmanifest and ineffable, that which is known as the supreme destination, that place from which, having attained it, one never returns. That is my supreme abode.
So Krishna is making a point. Once you go back, then you will not come back to this country. Go back to the spiritual world, which is our eternal home. So the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, the beauty of the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is that it not only tells how to live in this world, but how to live in such a way that at the end of life you can actually go to your real home. So that's why Krishna is not just saying, okay, Arjun, you have to fight, but that's nothing to do with going back home. Forget fighting. Just no. He says, Tasmat Sarveshu Karishu Ma Anusmarajute. You fight, you do your duty. But while you're doing your duty, your focus should be where? what kind of activities should I do? What should my consciousness be in this world so that at the end of life we go to Paramamukti. Tad Dhama Paramamama. That abode, which is actually Paramam, the highest. And having gone there, you don't need to come back, experience suffering in this material world anymore. We often give the example of a hospital. You have some serious disease, you're admitted to a hospital. Now it's in the hospital. It's not that okay, you're getting cured and this brings your daily meals. Like, okay, this is good. I'll just live in the hospital forever. The whole point is get cured, get out. Similarly, here in this material world, we need to get cured and get out. And get cured means what in this material world? Are we diseased right now? No? Or yes?
Lost the memory.
Huh?
Lost the memory.
Loss of memory. Okay, loss of memory. Are we diseased right now?
Suffering. We have some disease like this.
Very nice point. Suffering means we have something. This material body already made the point there's so much suffering. That means there is disease. What is that disease? That disease, Mati very nicely said, it starts off with our lust, anger, greed. These are all like infections that we have actually, we have infected our consciousness. Lust, anger, greed, envy, pride. These are the reason for all our suffering. And that's what we have infected. Right? Our consciousness is infected with all these. And because of that infection, what is the situation? We have forgotten who we really are. Like if someone, Prabhupada used to give this example of a mental asylum. Oh, sorry, I turned off. Like, in India, they say Pagal Khana. In the Pagal Khana, sometimes people don't even remember who they are. Some may go to Pagal Khana and some may say that, oh, I am, and some great personality. I am Steve Jobs. Right? And he may just be thinking that. So similarly, one way we are infected, then we have forgotten who we really are. Right? And hence Krishna is coming again and again in this material world to remind us that this is our real. I mean, this material world is not our real, no, but where his leelas take place, where he is, that is our real. So 5,000 years Krishna appeared, right? And when he appeared, when Krishna appears, he actually brings that dham here onto this material nature. So in text 21, what do you read? When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. What is that part? So when Krishna came, he did Leela where? Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwarka. So all these things, when Krishna descends, he wants us. Krishna is like an ocean of compassion. So he sees you're suffering here. Here, let me show you a trailer of what it is, what the spiritual world actually looks like. And hence he brings the spiritual world here into this material world. So that we can go and we can experience what it means to be in the spiritual. So hence when this entire material world is annihilated, when Shiva does the task of annihilation, Vrindavan, Mathura, these holy places, they will not be annihilated. Because one way, they are not part of this material. And that's why when anyone goes to this holy place, you can feel that, wow, this is something different from the rest of people. And hence it's so important to travel to these holy places. Like Krishna himself has left these abodes for all of us, where one can go experience that what is our real home. Everyone? So, so having made the point, this area of Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwarka, they're all spiritual places. They are not of this world. They are not going to heaven. But if you actually go, how many of you have been to Vrindavan, Mathura? Okay, if you go, what is the first thing that you actually see? Bandar? Money. That's someone said bandar.
That is also true.
That's true. So actually, if someone does not have the right wisdom about the glories of Vrindavan, then they will go to Vrindavan, and first of all, now Vrindavan is so crowded. First is traffic jam, and then all this honking, and then now, like because there's so much traffic, the cops put barricades everywhere. So if your number plate is not a local car, they will not allow you. They'll say, okay, stop here, take another route. And then it's like so much headache. One will say, like, what? This is spiritual work. Like all these traffic jams. And then not only that, then you see like everywhere you may see like things thrown, it's dirty, unclean. Then the nalas have like dirty water flowing. And then what to talk of monkeys, you know. The monkeys are such a I mean, like if you go in certain parts of Vrindavan, if you have glasses, in a second they are gone. The monkeys will come and steal your glasses. Like just few days back, actually just, so this Thursday, we were there in Vrindavan, and one family was walking just like 3 feet from me, and then Mataji had like a bag of almost like this, like a bag like this, maybe a little bit smaller than this. She was just like walking right in front. I just saw it. And I saw a monkey come, like quick, grab the whole bag and went away. And then the lady was shouting, oh, monkey. Imagine, I know what all was there in the bag. Money, purse, cell phone. And immediately monkey took it out. And then she was shouting, and the shopkeeper said, fruity love, fruity love. And they give the monkeys fruity. And the monkeys drop sometimes if they're lucky. And other places also like especially in the main town, you see monkey with cell phone, he'll be biting the edge of a cell phone or in glasses, chewing the glasses. Monkey nice. If someone goes to Vrindavan without the right understanding, he'll see all this. I say like, this is not the spiritual world. I just see this external. And it seems so much like dust and pollution and all these things. Right? Hence, Prabhupada made a point. You cannot enter Vrindavan by just buying a ticket to go there. So first level is you go to Vrindavan, but if you go without the right knowledge, you just see the external. You may be in Vrindavan, but you're still not in Vrindavan. That's the first level. In Vrindavan, still you're not really entering Vrindavan. If you're not in the right consciousness, you may be physically there, but you're still not in contact with the Holy Dhamma. That's like a curtain covering you from your entrance into the Dhamma. That's the first thing. Second level is if you actually enter Vrindavan with the right understanding and right consciousness. In Vrindavan, you see Vrindavan through your ears. You see Vrindavan through your ears. That means what? When you are in Vrindavan, when you are hearing from people who can reveal Vrindavan to you, then you really see Vrindavan. So in Vrindavan, you have to see through ears. Very important point. And everyone can have this experience. If you go to Vrindavan with no knowledge, and you're just visiting, like even if you're like, okay, I know these are the main temples, but I don't know so much about these, but I'll just go and you see, you will not appreciate it so much. I mean, because Vrindavan is so special, there will be some spiritual benefit. Even Prabhupada said, even a atheist goes, he'll feel like some spiritual benefit to that. But you're not really experiencing Vrindavan. you know. So second level is where you go with devotees, reveal the Dham. They will tell you, this is the place where so and so Leela took place. Like as soon as if you're starting the parikrama, the first thing, it depends on where you're starting, but you know, like I'm talking from our ISKCON temple, Goshala, if you're going on the parikrama, the first thing that comes is Kalia Ghat. And there's a nice Kadamba tree there. And they say that is the place where, and we read in Krishna book, in Srimad Bhagavatam, that when Krishna went to subdue Kaliya, what did he do? He actually climbed on top of a Kadamba tree, right? And then he had his bell, tightened his bell, and then jumped into Yamuna. And that Leela happened right here on this tree Krishna climbed. So when devotees who actually really appreciate the Dham, they know that this is reality. And when they tell you about this, then you will get appreciation. Wow, Krishna climbed on this tree. This is where he actually was there. He jumped into Yamuna. It happened right here. Kaliya was right here. This is reality. It is not a story. It's not some history. It's reality. Then you actually see Vrindavan. That is the second level. Right? And the highest level, it is quite advanced, but I'll mention, is that wherever Vrindavan is, because it is eternal, the eternal Leela of Radha and Krishna are still taking place right now. That means what? Even right now, the Kalya Leela is actually taking place. We cannot see it, but those who are really advanced in spiritual life actually know that Radha Krishna Leela is still taking place in Vrindavan, but it is beyond our vision. Only those who are really qualified can see. Like one of our Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, described a story that once he was sitting in meditation, and he could actually see a Leela going on. And what was the Leela he saw? He saw that once Radharani wanted to pluck some flowers from her branch, right? But the branch was too high. So Krishna said, okay, I will go on top and I'll, with my leg push the branch down so you can reach the flower. So he went on top and then he pushed the branch down. And then the flowers were accessible. So Radharani was holding the flowers and holding the branch. And then we know how Krishna is always so naughty and mischievous environment. He enjoyed the Leela in that way. So he took his leg off the branch. And then the branch went high and Radharani was hanging on the branch. So in his meditation, he was seeing the Leela happening. Right? So devotees of that caliber can see Radha Krishna Leela still happening today. Like we have this place in Vrindavan called Radhapur. Every day, even today at noon, Radha and Krishna come at Radhapur to do Leela. We cannot see. But at least, so 3 levels I talked about, right? First level is just going to a dham, externally being in Vrindavan, but still not being in Vrindavan. Second level is, where you go with devotees who actually can reveal Vrindavan to you, then you will get an experience. So at least the second level, we all should actually experience. And third level is very high, but we have to understand the pastimes are still going on right now. And very, very exalted devotees can see those pastimes going on right now. So this is Vrindavan. Even right now, Radha Krishna Leela is going on in Vrindavan. So the way to actually enter Vrindavan, we cannot force our way to Vrindavan. We have to be qualified to enter. And even if we don't have the qualification, but if we are with someone who has the qualification, then we can get a glimpse into it.
When Prabhuji says that in Nidivan, even today also,
Yes.
every tree becomes gopi and they do.
So actually, this place in Nidivan, again in the middle of Nam, that's the Rasila study. So even now, no one can stay in that place in the night time. Right? No one can stay. Even the monkeys don't stay in that place. Because they say like anyone who's tried does not come back alive. Or if they come back, they're totally mad or blind. So no one goes. So that is like very secluded for us, rather in Krishna, the Rasila is going on. So you cannot force your way. Right? That we call it. Right? That means all these leelas are still going on today. That is how glorious these dham are. So that's why Rupa Goswami says five most powerful aspects of bhakti. And what are those five most powerful? One, association of devotees. Coming together, doing kirtan with devotees, hearing Krishna Katha with devotees, very powerful. Association of devotees. Second, chanting the holy name. Right? We did before kirtan, japa we did, japa and kirtan. These two come together, chant the Hare Krishna Maha. Second point. Third point, studying Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? So studying Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is incarnation of Krishna in this age of Kali Yuga. When we study Srimad Bhagavatam, very, very powerful. Fourth point is worshipping the deities. If you see the Archa Vigraha, you come to a temple, you see Radha Gorakananda right there, they are actually Krishna himself. Radha and Krishna right there. So worshipping the deity, very powerful. And the fifth one, Rupa Goswami says, Mathura Vas. Living in Mathura. Mathura including Mathura Mandal, that includes Vrindavan. That means what? Wherever we are, to develop that Vrindavan consciousness. Right? So of these five aspects, Rupa Goswami has mentioned this as one of the most powerful, one of the five of the most powerful aspects of it, is visiting these holy places, developing the right consciousness, the Vrindavan consciousness. Right? That's how powerful it is to visit these. Okay. Any questions or comments on this one? Okay. So I'll tell you some how mystical is Vrindavan. I mean, every time we go, there are certain things that happen that it's just like, just tells you that this is such a special place. Like everything you do in Vrindavan, you can experience that this is not that, oh, I am planning, I will go here, I will do this, I will do that. It is actually, you can make out that everything is happening according to a plan in Vrindavan. You can see Radha and Krishna's hand in everything that happens. Right? Like I'll give you one incident that happened this time. So there's one devotees here in our community. Actually, three brothers. Eldest one is his name is Lalita Krishna Prabhu, then Mahatma Prabhu, and Krishna Das. Three brothers. So the eldest one, Lalita Krishna Prabhu, he left his body in 2015 here itself. He was an initiated disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and he left his body in 2015. Right? Everyone with me? Right? So their mother, she actually left her body just this year, few months back, maybe 4 or 5 months back. Right? Their mother. So Mahatma Prabhu and Krishna's Prabhu, they had the desire to take the ashes. So the cremation was here. They want to take the ash to Vrindavan and offer it to Yamuna. So they came. Right? So I met them in Delhi, and then we went to Vrindavan together to this whole ceremony. And so I arranged the priest and all those arrangements we made. And in the morning, we were in the temple, in our ISKCON temple. Right? And every day in Vrindavan, in the ISKCON temple, the program is that they have Srila Prabhupada Murti. There's Prabhupada's Samadhi. Prabhupada actually took Samadhi. That's right there in our temple. Very important place. So one small Murti of Srila Prabhupada, maybe this size, is actually taken around the temple 3 times in parikrama. As the Prabhupada is going and all the devotees go, they have nice, kirtans and dancing around. 3 times they go around the temple. So this happens every day morning. So this was happening, and then Krishna's Prabhu, he saw, like the ceremony was at 9:30, and then this was 7:45 in the morning. So he saw Prabhupada Murti was going, and then he saw there was a nice garland on Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, there was a nice, beautiful garland, like in Vrindavan, all these beautiful flowers, nice fragrance. There was a nice garland. He just got a desire in his mind that is offered to Prabhupada. If I can just get this garland, and then I would like to offer it to my mother because now the final ceremony is done. So if she gets the mercy of a pure devotee in the final ceremony, then it will be so auspicious. That the mercy of directly garland of her. He just thought about it. And he is not, this was his first time to India. First time to India. So he didn't know any devotees. And then, 3 times Prabhupada went around and he had this desire in his mind. He didn't tell anyone. And then finally, when Prabhupada was entering the Samadhi Mandir, then the devotees were serving Prabhupada. You know what happened, right? They took the garland and then they just gave it to Krishna's Prabhu. And this is how Vrindavan is like so mystical. And this is not the, there is more to the story. I mean, you hear the next part of the story, it will really like shake you up. So as I said, 3 brothers, right? The eldest brother's name was Lalita Krishna. Already left in 2050. So Krishna's Prabhu got the garland. And then he was so happy. He said, like, I just thought about it and it happened. Like, and then it's not that there are like at least like 100 people there. All the 100, he got the garland. How does it happen? This all Vrindavan, the mysticism of Vrindavan. And then he went to the Prabhu and said, Prabhu, thank you so much. And he said, like, today was my mother's, final ash we're going to offer in Yamuna. And you actually fulfilled my desire. Thank you so much. What is your name, Prabhu? And he said, Prabhu, my name is Lalita Krishna Das. Can you imagine? This is how Vrindavan is so mystic. And he was crying, Krishna Prabhu, like, it's like almost like his eldest brother actually came to give that garland. So Vrindavan is very mystical in this way. Like so many things happen and it's like no explanation. It's like magic everywhere. The energy of Vrindavan is so powerful. And 2 main energies act in Vrindavan. Taraka Shakti and Paraka Shakti. And what are these 2 Shaktis? One Shakti is actually pulling us away from our attachment to this material world. And the second Shakti is actually giving us that attraction of Shri Radha and Krishna. Both the Shaktis act upon us. So anyone who goes to Vrindavan, you can experience these Shaktis. And once you're in Vrindavan, like when we were there, like cell phones were, we were hardly using our cell phones. We were almost in a bubble. What was happening in the rest of the world? Whole day we will just observe in like morning program, kirtan, katha, japa, and then more kirtan, and just like whole day, just in that mood, we were like in a bubble of spiritual bliss. It was so amazing to get that experience when you're disconnecting with the rest of the world to actually experience what Krishna wants us to experience in Vrindavan. At least a glimpse of what is the reality. And there's so many things like one other thing. And, one more thing that happened was, so morning program in the temple starts at 4:10 in the morning. Morning 4:10 is the first aarti. So, before that, I used to do Anna Puja and everything. So it was, I think, maybe 3:45 in the morning. And I was doing my puja. And we had just booked a room. It's behind the temple in a place. So we are on the second floor. And just I was sitting, I had a table there, so I had all my puja things there. And just right next to me, there was a window and a balcony outside. And now it's early, like 3:40, it's quite dark. And all of a sudden, it's a balcony and it's on the second floor. Right? It's not connected anywhere, just a door opening. And all of a sudden, I hear someone walking in the balcony. And doing a puja, and all of a sudden, I feel like, all of a sudden, like, who can come there, Who can come there? And then I just look behind, and then there's a window right next to me. And then a monkey came right to the window. And I realized, oh, it's the monkey. Yeah. And then, like, I continued to puja. And the monkey came, he sat at the window, and he was making some sounds like that I've never heard a monkey make. Like, almost like, he was like calling, like, oh, like something like I can't even explain. He was calling those sounds. And I was like, it was almost like he came and was making these sounds. And then I went puja, almost half an hour after that, because I was still doing puja. He sat for the whole time and he was watching me do my puja to be there. So, yeah. And it's like, and after puja was done, he went. It's like Vrindavan is so mystical, like all these things, normally these monkeys of Vrindavan are so mischievous. And the monkey coming and he's making all these sounds which are like, this sounds like a human being making sound. Actually, in the room, my wife was still sleeping because she was not so well. And then she thought I was making some sounds. What sounds are you making in the morning? And she woke up. I said, see, the monkey here making sounds. I sat for all the time during the puja, just seeing the whole puja. So all these monkeys also in Vrindavan, they are not just ordinary monkeys. They are mischievous right now, but they are not ordinary. So birth in Vrindavan, living in Vrindavan, very special.
Actually, they said that if you do parikrama, you never know in which form Krishna will give you darshan. Maybe in the form of, sometimes in the form of monkey or anything which is in Vrindavan. So that's what, when we went to Vrindavan, and when we, one of the Prabhutis, they said.
Yeah. I mean, it's not so cheap to actually
Not
see when Radha and Krishna, and that's not even our mood. But we see the hand of Radha and Krishna. We see the energy of Radha and Krishna making arrangements for some things to happen, which are so mystical. And you go to Vrindavan, just the mood, just chanting, kirtan, it's just so, totally at a different level. It's really nice. Like next time you go to India, I would encourage everyone. These few days you should go to Vrindavan. But when you go to Vrindavan, you have to go with the level 2, in the sense that go with devotees who have seen Vrindavan and who can actually reveal Vrindavan. Otherwise, if you just go, you cannot really appreciate Vrindavan. Okay, let's see it. Okay, with that few more points, just about Vrindavan. So Vrindavan, so Krishna came 5,000 years before. He showed all his leelas in Vrindavan, right? And then nature of this material world is, as time progresses, all these spiritual aspects, spiritual wisdom, it gets covered. Because this is like, material nature means Maya's kingdom. So things get covered over time. So even Vrindavan Dham, okay, so 5,000 years before Krishna came, showed his Leela. And then after Krishna left, finished his Leela, went back to his abode. Then, Krishna is always there in upper, but when he left, then all the devotees who were remaining in Vrindavan, they were just crying tears of separation. That we used to see Krishna do this and have this Leela here, and now he's no longer here. So there was a crying and crying. So Krishna's great grandson, his name is Brajana, he saw this and he was thinking like, for generations to come, I should establish some deities where the prominent leelas actually took place. Then people can actually see this form, murti form, the deity form, and say, oh, this leela happened in so and so place. That way, at least they can come, right? So Vaishnava, he actually established different deities of Krishna at different places. This was 5,000 years ago. Like he established the deity of Madan Kopa. Madan Kopa. Then everyone has heard of Finachi in Nathdwara. So that's also a deity established by Vaishnava. Then there's Govind Dev, there's Gopinath. So all these deities are actually established by Vaishnava. But as I mentioned, as time progressed and things got covered, and even the worship of the deities stopped, and the deities were actually kind of covered. No one was worshipping them. So they actually got covered. No one knew these deities where they were. So as time progressed, almost Vrindavan, no one even knew the glories of Vrindavan. Vrindavan itself was just like people consider just an ordinary town. But then, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself in the age of Kali Yuga, who appeared 500 years before, he actually, traveled to different places in India. He did a full like South India tour. So went to different places, including Tirupati, Sri Lanka. He spent like 4 months in Sri Lanka. Actually, we went to Sri Lanka also this time. And how many of you have been to Sri Lanka? Sure, visit. It's a very Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent 4 months in Sri Lanka, and is considered as the largest temple in the world. How in Vaikuntha, to actually go all the way to get darshan of Vishnu, there are 7 gates. So similarly, in this temple, main deities are there, and then around the deity, there is first gate with 4 gopurams on each side. Gopurams. Then there's the first gate. Then around the first gate, second gate with 4 gopurams. Third gate, 7 gates with gopurams. So you can enter from either direction, but as soon as you enter, first you'll see a huge gopuram. Then second, third, fourth, sixth, fifth, sixth, then seventh. Then you actually enter the inner sanctum where the Lord is present. And this deity is actually very, very old. It's said that this deity is worshipped by Brahmaji in the form of Garbhodakshay Vishnu. That means Vishnu who is lying down, and from his navel, the lotus flower is that from which Brahma came. That form, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, which Brahma worshipped, and then later on, that deity was actually came down to earth by the forefathers of Lord Ramchandra. Right? And then Lord Ramchandra, in their family, they were worshipping this deity. And then later on, when Lord Ram defeated Ravan, right? So Vibhishan also came, finally for the coronation of Lord Ram. So when Vibhishan was leaving, he was feeling so much separation from Lord Ram that he somehow was thinking like, how can I leave Lord Ram? So Ramchandra actually gave him this deity. Said, you worship this deity, and through this deity, you'll always be connected to it. So Vibhishan was carrying this deity all the way from Ayodhya to Sri Lanka. But on the way, in this place, Sri Lanka, current Sri Lanka, there was a king there who was a great devotee of Vishnu. And he was worshipping and praying that I'm going to worship this form of Vishnu. So when Vibhishan was carrying the deity all the way to Sri Lanka, somehow by the arrangement, the deity just decided to stop there. And see, normally temples in India are always east facing. But this deity, because it stopped there, and then Vibhishan was like, I wanted to worship this deity. But now the deity has decided not to go further. Then the deity spoke to Vibhishan and said, like, I will be facing south, always looking at you. So this deity is south facing. This huge deity. I mean, you go like a small door, and deity, like to see a deity, you have to almost look like this. From this end to this end, it's like huge deity. But very special, and you also have the place where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed for 4 months. Very special. So we went there. But anyway, so coming back to our story. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he traveled to different places. He went to Vrindavan. He spent 2 months in Vrindavan. Like that, when he was, Vrindavan was just covered. Like people did not know really the glories of Vrindavan. And also there's this place known as Radhavan and Shyamkund. They're actually considered the highest of all places in Vrindavan. And those places, people they didn't know what the Radhavan and Shyamkund. And so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who came to that place, and then he was asking people, okay, which is this town? And then where is this? And then he saw, well, there were like two small lakes, in a place. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found there were just two, like people just thought two ordinary lakes next to each other. But it was Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who found that this is Radha and this is Shyam. So Vrindavan was covered. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he excavated, he found a Radha and Shyam. And then, because he stayed only for 2 months, I mean, that's a whole deep philosophy of why he stayed in Puri and not in Vrindavan, but I won't go to that point. But 2 months he stayed, but he sent his immediate disciples, who were the 6 Goswamis, to Vrindavan, and he told them in 4 instructions. One of the instructions was to excavate these lost places in Vrindavan. Right? So actually, beyond the 6 Goswami, there was another Goswami, Lokanath Goswami. He was the first one to come to Vrindavan, and he used to travel everywhere around Vrindavan and find out, oh, this is this place which is now lost, and then establish, okay, this is so and so study, this is this Kalia Ghat, this is this Ghat, this is that this place. They established, right? So Rupa Goswami, when he came, then he had the instruction from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that there is a deity known as Radha Govind, which was established by who? Vrajanath, the great grandson of Krishna. I already told, right? He established different deities. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami, 500 years ago, that you should find where this deity is. Right? So when Rupa Goswami was there, then he was searching, where is Govindji, this deity of Radha Govindji. Right? But he could not find out. And once he was sitting in meditation and crying, like, where is this deity? I'm not able to find this deity. And all of a sudden, one boy came to him. And he asked, Baba, why are you so sad? And he said, I'm looking for this deity. I'm not able to find where this deity is. And the boy said, I don't know about this deity, but you see that hill? There is a cow that comes every day to that hill, and without anyone even milking the cow just pours milk on the cow on that hill and goes away. And the boy said, so much this. And Rupa Goswami answered and realized, this is what? What did he just tell me? And later he realized it was Krishna himself who came and revealed where he was. So Rupa Goswami went to that. Even now we can go to that place, Radha Govinda temple. That's the place where he actually appeared, that hill. So even now, if you go to Radha Govinda, it is you have to climb, almost walk up. It's like up on top of the hill. So that place, Rupa Goswami went, and then he actually started digging that hill top, and then he found the whole town of Radha Govinda there, and then he established the deity there. So I'm telling this story to make the point, this history to make the point, that Vrindavan was actually covered by the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan who actually revealed this Vrindavan back. And then again, as a matter of time, again there was the effect of Vrindavan was covered, but then it was Srila Prabhupada who actually again brought back the glory of Vrindavan. So again and again, these places are established. But if you see, even now, if you go to Vrindavan, you see the main temples of Vrindavan, they are actually deities which are revealed by this Goswami. Right? And hence, like we are actually following the six Goswami of Vrindavan.
And so those deities were originally, they're the original deities where it was brought from a great grandson of Krishna.
Right.
This original deity.
Not, not really. But anyway, I'll tell you that point also. But anyway, so everyone understands this point that even now, if you go to Vrindavan and you take darshan of the deities, they are revealed by the Goswamis of Vrindavan. And what are we doing? We actually, in our Gaudiya line, we are actually followers of this Goswamis. So we see now Vrindavan's glories is revealed by the Goswamis, and we are actually just following the teachings. One day Prabhupada said, we are Rupa Nugas. Rupa Anuga. We are following Rupa Goswami as the head of all the Goswamis. If you go to Vrindavan, you can see all these temples. You will see the samadhis of these Goswamis, like Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. And samadhi means what? That's the place where they actually one day departed from this world. But still, right now, samadhis are so potent that if you go and you pray at the samadhi, you can directly pray to those atmas. So potent. One of our favorite places to go to the samadhis and just chant and pray to this Goswami. And these Goswamis, though they're 500 years before, they are still present. So you go to Vrindavan, everything becomes so real. Like you read about Krishna, Krishna killing Putana, Krishna killing this demon, Krishna killing Kamsa, this Leela, that Leela. And one may think, is it really true? Or is it mythology? People often say mythology. This is mythology means what? Myth. Right? This is actually the Britishers introduced this term. And then we, without even understanding the meaning, sometimes we just say, oh, Ramayana, Mahabharata, mythology. Mythology means you're saying it is myth, it is false. You should be very careful not to use this word mythology. It's not myth, it is real. Krishna is real, Ramayana is real. And when you go to Vrindavan and you see all these places, Krishna becomes so real there. He's not, he's right there. You can experience Krishna. You can feel the presence of Krishna. You can pray to Krishna, pray to his Goswamis, and experience the presence of these Goswamis. This is how Vrindavan is so glorious. So next time you go to Vrindavan and go to India, please go to Vrindavan. And all these, so many, many deities that are just like self-manifested. Understand self-manifested? Just show them. Okay, one story here. Like one of the favorite, like the deity considered the heartbeat of Vrindavan is Radha Ramanji. Right? Radha. So this deity was actually one of the six Goswamis is Gopal Bhatta Goswami. He was actually in Sri Lanka. So when he came to Vrindavan, he had he got the inspiration from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared and said, "You should go to Gandaki River, which is in Nepal." So Gopal Bhatta Goswami, with that inspiration, went to Gandaki River. And when he was in the river in Nepal, said that all the shaligrams are actually present in the river. Everyone knows shaligram, Sheila? Yeah. Okay? They are forms of Vishnu. So you see, like many Brahmanas, they worship shaligram Shiva. So they come from this place, Gandaki River. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he went there, he was taking bath in the river, and then he just took his lota to take bath, and then he just put it in water to pour on his head. But as soon as he put it in water, he saw there were 12 shilas inside it. And he said, like, I just put it in water, how come all these 12 shilas entered my lota? And then he carefully put them back into the river. And again he took water. And again the same 12 shilas entered his lota. And he understood that these, it's not by chance the same Shilas will enter back. And Shilas are at the base of the river. How are they just entering? And then he realized that these Shilas, I should actually worship them. So these 12 Shilas he took back to Vrindavan. He started worshipping these 12 Shilas. Now once in Vrindavan, on the day of, on the night, on the day before Narasimha Chaturdashi, day before Narasimha Chaturdashi, one merchant, he was going all around Vrindavan and he was giving, different priests like Krishna's outfit as a donation so they can dress and launch with that. They was giving different outfits and jewelry to different priests. They're like, oh here, take this, worship your Bhagavan with this. And when he was going all around, Gopal Bhatta Goswami was thinking that I have this Shilas. Shila is like, you cannot put vastra on them as such. And I was thinking like, it'd be so nice if I had a form of Krishna that I can worship. I can dress him, I can feed him, So he was thinking this way. It was just before Narasimha Chaturdashi, and he was thinking, Krishna, you appear out of a pillar in the form of Lord Narasimha. So if you so desire, you appear, and so that I can worship you. And he was just meditating on this, and then he slept. And the next day he woke up in the morning, and he had those 12 Shilas, right? And he woke up, and he saw that one of the Shilas had become this deity, Ramanji. It just appeared from the Shila, just because Gopal Bhatta Goswami desired to worship Krishna. Krishna has appeared on the Shila. And now also you can go and take darshan of that deity. So these deities are not ordinary, they are actually manifest on their own to please the devotees. And they said that even sculptors have gone and seen this deity and they say, this deity is not a deity that is carved. Normally deities are carved, right? So this cannot be carved. It is so special that it cannot be a carved deity. It is, you cannot explain it how it is, but it just manifested. And now you can go and see that form Radharamanji right there, self-manifested. Krishna is so real in Vrindavan. And you can experience Krishna in that way. Okay.
We are all in Vrindavan. People want to come back.
The deities with the perfect features and all,
Yeah.
smiling face.
Actually, the deity of Radharaman is like so special that sometimes people take. I mean, we are not allowed to take photo, but some of them who take photo, the priests. Sometimes they take the photo, they see that Radharamanji is showing his teeth.
Yes.
So you can see the teeth of Radharaman.
I was thinking that they keep something there.
No,
No?
this is the teeth of Radharaman. You can
But
actually
in
see
some pictures it is not there.
some pictures is not there.
Oh.
So Radharaman sometimes he's like more smiling, sometimes he's more in a subtle way.
I get
Photo.
photos from one of the devotee I met in.
Oh, see here you can see the teeth in this little bit.
Wow.
So how can you explain this? Right? Sometimes the teeth is shown, sometimes not shown. So Radharaman ji is actually, so these deities reciprocate. You go and pray and they will reciprocate. Your prayers are fulfilled in Vrindavan.
I'll put it in the group probably. That's much more easy.
And this is just one deity, but there's so many deities with such special stories behind them.
That is one of the Bhakti Vihari also.
Bhakti Vihari is that, yes. And so one of the most famous temples in Vrindavan, and also the most crowded temple in Vrindavan, Bhakti Vihari. But normally we go to the 6 Goswamis temples in Vrindavan. Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govind Dev, Radha Gopi. So these three are, see, entire spiritual journey is what? Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. What is this? Sambandha means to understand who we are, who is God, what is our relationship with God. That is something. That's the first step. Once we understand what is the relationship, even just philosophically, next step is we engage in Abhideya. Abhideya means process. That means you're chanting Hare Krishna, you're reading Bhagavad Gita, you're coming in association of devotee, Abhideya. And the third is what? Prayojana, which is the goal. Why are you doing all this? What is your goal? Right? So it says the entire Shastra is finally to come to the point of Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. So for each of these aspects that is deep, Madan Mohan is the Sambandha deep. Govind Dev is the Abhideya deep. And Gopinathji is the Prayojana deep. So there's so many, like you can just keep speaking. Gopinath, if you see the actual deity, he has a watch. Have you seen a deity with a watch? So there is a story. The person came and said that this deity, you're worshipping stone. And one person was there and said, "No, stone, this is Krishna." I'll show you. And someone had a watch which was not working. Said, "See this watch? No battery is dead, it's not working. I'll show you." He went to the deity, he put the watch, and the watch started working. Said, "See, this is the Lord. This is the Lord. This is not stone." So if you see Radha Gopinath, you always wear a watch to show, I am right here. I'm not a stone. I am right here. All the deities are so many stories. Vrindavan is so special. So we are fortunate that we can actually go to Vrindavan. We know what Vrindavan is. But everyone I would encourage that. Disconnect from the rest of the world and go to Vrindavan to experience a real home. When you go and we come back, people say, welcome back home. I said, this is not back home. Back home is there. I just left my home today. Okay, so okay. So any final comments? Prabhu asked the question of the real deities. Actually, what happened? The deities were established as Goswamis, but then the Mughals, when the Mughals invaded India, particularly there was one king by the name Aurangzeb. Right? And he actually came, and then when he saw all these temples, he wanted to destroy all these temples. So the people who were there, when they knew that the Mughals were coming and attacking, they actually said, we have to somehow preserve these deities. So the main deities of Vrindavan, except Radharaman also the whole story, but he stayed. He stayed. And most of the other deities, they actually moved to different places. They wanted to hide them from the Mughals, basically, so that they are protected. So they moved them to Radhakund, then Radhakund to Kamyavan, then Kamyavan to Jaipur. So most of the original deities are in Jaipur. But after the Mughals, the fear was gone, then they established, like Srinathji deity, right? Everyone knows Vallabhacharya, they worship Srinathji deity. Everyone knows? And in Gujarat, I'm sure, Srinathji deity. And it was home, it was actually from Govardhan, he actually appeared. But now it is in Nagpur. And why they moved to Jaipur?
Because of fear of
Yeah, fear of the Mughals, but the Jaipur kings were so powerful. They had their forts, and they said, if the deities are there under these kings, the kings can defeat the Mughals and the deities will be protected. So, those Jaipur kings were great devotees. Even now, if you go to Radha Govindji in Jaipur, it's a main visit that place also. Every day, Mangla Aarti, temple room packed. It's a huge temple packed. All the local people of Jaipur, before they start the day, they go have darshan of Govindji and they sing with so much devotion. You just go and hear the bhajans of this local people. Temple room is packed. Not the visitors, local people come. They take darshan of Govindji. Then they go back and they start their day.
Only that's name Radha Gopinath or Radha Govind?
Govindji. Govindji. So the Govindji, if you go and take darshan now, the deity in such a way, it's actually in the palace of the king. Right? And even now, if you see, the king actually had the deity temple room in such a way that from his room, direct darshan was the deity. So even now, if you see in the palace, the deity is there, and the palace directly you can. So the deities went to Jaipur, but they have in Vrindavan, they established something known as Pratibhu deities or replica deities. Right? And these Pratibhu are said to be non-different from the original. So even these deities are like exactly like the original. So we don't as such make a big difference. They are there. So we say all the original are there.
So Prabhu Gopinath temple and you say Govind temple, they both different. You say
Yeah,
Radha
different.
Gopinath and Radha Govind.
Mother Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govind, Gopinath, Radha Raman, Radha Gokulananda.
The devotees that put the watch, that's a Radha Gopinath.
And Jaipur.
Yes. That's what I heard about is a pulse, like there is a pulse.
Yeah, there's a pulse in Gopinath. And that's why the watch keeps working. No.
Sometimes I think that the soul is transferred from one life to another life. And because of our karma, our desire, soul, our body is suffering, and soul also is taking situation like any kind of journey, like of
Yes.
So, my question is that those things are polluted our soul or influence our soul. Soul influenced by those things. Why? What is the connection?
So I don't understand the question entirely, but I'll explain this. So yes, the soul goes from one body to another. It dies, and the soul will accept another body. Now, body, we have two kinds of body. One is the gross physical body, right? What we see, and one is the subtle body. Subtle body means our mind, our intelligence. That's also kind of a body. It's like one may have inner cloud and one may have sweater outside. Similarly, inner body is subtle body. Outer body is physical. You understand? Mind, intelligence, they are actually subtle body. So when a person dies, the physical body we see is left behind. But the subtle body carries the soul into another physical body. And so subtle body it goes from one life to another. That's why the impressions of the mind, like let's say in this life, someone has done a lot of sinful activities, all those impressions on the mind. Next lifetime, that polluted mind will actually continue from next lifetime.
The same soul.
Same soul.
But
mean-
soul is not died. Soul is not. Soul
Yeah.
is immortal.
Yes.
So why?
Why it is changing, accepting different bodies,
Why those things are
affecting the soul? One way, actually, soul is pure,
yeah, soul is pure. Soul is
but the consciousness, which is the energy of the soul, that gets polluted. One example we give is see this bulb, right? The pure light of this bulb is yellowish, right? So, okay, so the bulb is there. When light is coming out from the bulb, the light is yellow. Why? Because the bulb is yellow. There's a yellow filament. So yellow light coming out. You with me? Yes, Martin? Now let's say this bulb, Viraj is going to go up and cover this with a blue paper. What happens to the light? Blue. So is the original filament blue? No, the light has become, but the original filament is same. Similarly, the soul is pure, but the consciousness, it's the energy of the soul that gets affected by what we do in this material world. Just like covering, we cover the pure soul with lust. We cover the pure soul with greed. We cover the pure soul with pride, anger. All these are coverings of the soul. Now, when the light is coming through all these layers, then how will the light be? Based on the layers. So based on the layers that covers our soul, that's how we interact with the world. Some people get very angry very easily. Little bit happens, they get angry. Why? Because the soul is covered with a thick layer of anger. So hence when the energy of the soul comes out, it comes out in anger. Or some of them are very lusty because a thick layer of lust covering their soul. That's a disease. That's an infection.
Prabhuji, is it the subtle body that is the conscious, like that creates the conscious? Like, how is the consciousness?
Consciousness is the symptom of the soul. Just like light is a symptom of bulb. As long as there's power in the bulb, then light will be there. Similarly, the soul, because of internal consciousness is always there. Always there.
How is that consciousness? Like thoughts?
Energy.
Energy.
And this consciousness is actually flowing through the channel of the mind. Right?
Somewhere it's
So,
connected.
yeah, through a channel of the mind, in the sense that the mind has all these impressions, that consciousness is flowing through the channel of the mind. So, other side, what comes out is what is on the mind. Martin? So, we create our, what our consciousness. Some of them are, some human beings, they act like animals. Isn't it? They have that animal consciousness. Because they have animal consciousness, and next lifetime they will get the body of animal. So we create our consciousness, and based on our consciousness, we'll get the next lifetime. So hence, when we say bhakti, what are we doing? Bhakti is actually a very natural process. We are infected, we are taking away the infection. That's it. So we have all these coverings of paper. Viraj has put blue, right? Anish has put red color. What color did you do? He put some green, purple. Yeah, she put purple color. All the light is covered. And we don't even know what is our pure nature. But when we chant Hare Krishna, what happens? Pulling away its covering. Pulling away its covering. Then we can connect to our real self. Okay?
I know, Prabhuji, I understood, but sometimes it's happened, sometimes I think like that why, those are also immortal, that means.
Who? What?
So those are also.
No.
Those are-
I mean, no. I mean, can't you change your way of thinking? Can you or no? You can. Everyone agrees. That means what? You're changing the impression of the mind. Right? So that you can change. If someone is too greedy and somehow, like, he does something and then he becomes less greedy. He's changing the consciousness. He's changing the impressions of the mind, and hence his consciousness will change. Right? So we have a choice how we want to um, keep our consciousness, whether we want to leave it infected or purify it. And that option only human beings have. That's why human beings is so special. Because we have a choice. Animals, not so much.
So Prabhuji, does the consciousness travels with the soul?
See, soul and consciousness is just like fire and heat. Can you separate fire and heat? Wherever fire is, there is heat. Even consciousness is like an energy also. They are together. But only thing, now you can cover the consciousness can be covered. Just like the fire is burning, there is heat, but you are covering the heat with something. Then you are not experiencing the heat. Right?
And that is the reason that the soul suffers in next life, let's say the consciousness.
It's all because of the consciousness, polluted consciousness, infected consciousness. And that's why we accept different bodies, that's why we go through suffering.
Is that the other name for karma?
Karma is, see, karma, Krishna gives different explanations for karma. Karma could be your activity in terms of your varna and ashrama. Karma could be the reaction of your act. So it depends on what you mean by karma.
Consciousness is buddhi, right? It's buddhi. Buddhi is what called
Mind.
Consciousness is. You explained probably, you said buddhi is consciousness, right? Energy. Mind is the conscious.
See, consciousness is the energy of the soul, just like fire and heat. You can't separate fire, heat from fire. Similarly, consciousness you cannot separate from the source. But the consciousness flows through the channel of the mind. Right? Consciousness is flowing, like if you consider a channel, you have some light going in, but all the channel is filled with different layers, then the light outside will be different color. Similarly, consciousness is flowing through the channel of the mind, and that's how.
It's your memory. Can say it's a memory.
What's the memory?
Past life memory.
Probably he's talking about the vasanas that are being carried to the next life, just like.
Yeah. So impressions of the mind,
Yes.
they are carried to the next life. But whether we remember our past, most of us don't remember. Some exceptions they remember. But that is Krishna. Bhagavad Gita says, Smritir Jnana Apohanam. Krishna gives remembrance for forgetfulness. But the impressions get carried.
Just like that person who has an animalistic behavior is most likely going to be.
For the memory, you have given one very beautiful example. I mean, the very initial start of Bhakti Riksha, that one fighter pilot was that carried like a rubbish plane with field.
So that's some exceptions, people who remember. Anyway, so
every soul's final goal is to meet the super soul, right? Krishna. Right. And that's why everyone comes here, do their duty. However he wants to reach there, and that's the goal. Why did you get separated in the first place? Like why?
actually, the soul is tatastha. Tatastha means we are marginal. Marginal means, what do you mean by marginal? Can be this side or this side. And because the soul is tatastha, marginal, we can be either with Krishna or in this material. Right? So actually, qualitatively, we are same like Krishna. Just like a drop of water in the ocean is same in quality like the ocean. Right? If you want to see whether the ocean is salty, you can take one drop, taste it, and you see, oh, it's salty. That means the whole ocean is salty. Similarly, our quality is same like God. Satchit Anand. But we are just like a drop, tiny. And because we are a drop, then like that margin, then we have a choice. Be with Krishna or be with Maya. If you are with Maya, then you'll get different bodies to live in this material world. If you be with Krishna, then you get a spiritual body. So as Tatastha, we have a choice. We have a choice.
There will be sufferings here, right? This is a bit too low. Maya. It's bad for you. Your soul will get deviated anyway. So why to leave you at the first place? He could have kept us with him.
Yeah. It's just like a father and a child. A father may know that something is not the best for the child, but then the child is really stubborn. It says, no, I want to do this. I want to do this. The father will say, like, I know it's not good for you, but if you really want to do it, okay, here, try and do it. But I will be there. I will be there with you. When you realize you made a mistake, I will take it back. Similarly, Krishna is there with everyone as Paramatma. So in our heart, our identity is Atma, but next to Atma is Krishna right here as Paramatma. And he is waiting for us to realize we made a mistake. And now we want to correct our mistake. We want to get free of the illusion. And as soon as we think in that way, then Paramatma will connect us to a Guru, to Bhagavad Gita, by which we'll know how to again correct our mistake. The process of correcting a mistake, we will know. But we have to be sincere that we want to correct. Everyone okay? So everyone got a little bit a mood of appreciation of Vrindavan and the holy places.
Yes, thank you.
Next time, whenever you visit, you cannot go alone.
Yeah, we would, if anyone wants to join, we would love to take dates on which, like we normally go last 2 weeks of Kartik, then we stay some retreats that happen. Anyone is interested to join? Okay. We already know the dates for 25, we already booked our rooms and everything. So if anyone wants to join, let's.
So I don't know if we have time, but curious to know, you go every year, what was different you found this year in your yatra?
The monkey sitting there. Realization.
Actually, every year, see, going to Vrindavan is a lot about internally what is our consciousness, what are our anarthas, how do I progress in the spiritual life. And every year you go, you get a different realization of what is there in our consciousness. What is stopping me from connecting to Krishna? So, and once we say, I say, go to Vrindavan, it is open heart surgery of your consciousness, not of your body, your consciousness. Because you come to know what I am. One way is very humbly. But every year as you go, different things you see. So, that's what I can say, but it's if you really want, like you go, you pray, you want that experience, Vrindavan now will give you that experience. Okay. Thank you so much for joining and for patiently hearing. So,
Thank you for taking us without any tickets to Vrindavan. But, just